Well, Republican Tim Burchett was going
this guy
viral in the aftermath of the shooting because he is a Republican representative from Tennessee.
He's from Knoxville, I think. But yeah, Tennessee congressman.
And he actually, I mean, this is just such a remarkable interview, but he's again being asked, what can you do? Like, what can we do to make this stop? And he specifically says that there's no real role for Congress here to do anything.
Do you think there's any role for Congress to play in reaction to this tragedy? Obviously, this is your state now, but it's happened in every other state.
Oh, it's happening. It doesn't matter what state it's happening in. We're all Americans. It doesn't matter the color of their skin. They all bleed red. They're bleeding a lot. I don't see any real role that we could do other than mess things up, honestly, because of the situation. It's like I said, I don't think a criminal's going to stop from guns. You know, you can print them out on the computer now, 3D printing, and there's really, I don't think you're going to stop the gun violence. I think you've got to change people's hearts. You know, as a Christian, as we talk about in the church, and I've said this many times, I think we really need revival in this country.
What just a sinister character. What a terrible answer. Listen, we can't pass laws. Congress would just mess it up. We can't pass any laws. Criminals are gonna criminal, y'all. Although this guy is also on the record as supporting bans through legislation on drag shows. Laws work. That's why we have laws against robbing banks.
Well, it's also why they're banning things. I mean, it's ridiculous. They're banning drag shows. They're banning gender-affirming care.
Yeah.
The Utah governor just signed a ban on minors using social media without parental consent. When they want to act to ban things, they act.
Yeah.
And he's saying, oh, people are bleeding a lot. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Why would you say something like that? And then at the same time, he goes even further in this next clip. He says, we're not going to fix it.
3 precious little kids lost their lives, and I believe 3 adults, and the shooter, of course, lost their life too. So it's a horrible, horrible situation, and we're not going to fix it. Criminals are going to be criminals, and my daddy fought in the Second World War, fought in the Pacific, fought the Japanese, and he told me, he said, buddy, he said, if somebody wants to take you out and doesn't mind losing their life, there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do about it.
I'm glad that we're just... He's running his life on what his dad told him, and we all have to live by what his dad told him. Is that what's happening right now?
It is a bizarre way to go about your life and your job when your job is a lawmaker. Like, how is he saying that he's worthless? There's no efficacy in what his job is. Because what is it that you do here, to quote Office Space? What is it you say you do here? Tim Burchett.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a lawmaker. That's in the job description.
Yeah.
Dumb shit.
Uh-huh.
Well, criminals are going to be criminals. So I guess you do away with all laws then.
Well, I guess since we're sharing things that our dad told us, my dad told me the Holocaust never happened.
Right.
My dad told me that there were like armed men in those armor trucks that pick up the money.
Yeah,
that they were like
Brinks.
ready. It was like a scene right out of The Town all the time inside the armor car trucks.
They're just ready to go.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, Tim Burchett's daddy, he fought World War II, y'all. He's extra authoritative because he actually fought the fascists, according to Tim.
Well, don't worry, because Tim, the reporters, continued their harassment, continued their fantastic, important job, and they kept pressing him. Listen, Tim, we need a solution. And finally, he gave a solution.
What should be done to protect people like your little girl from being safe at school?
Well, we homeschool her, but that's our decision. Some people don't have that option, and frankly, some people don't need to do it. I mean, they don't have to. It just suited our needs much better.
Thank you.
You good?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, your kids are going to die? Oh, well, I guess you could homeschool them because there's nothing we can do. I know I'm a lawmaker, but I'd rather not make the laws because criminals are going to criminal. My kid's safe. Sorry.
So here's what I want everyone to do. I want you to remember the deflated, defeated tone that Tim Burchett was displaying there when he's talking about how many people are bleeding, how 3 children were killed, how 3 adults were killed in this mass shooting in his state where he's a representative. I want you to remember his tone about the mass killing that happened in his state. And I want you to compare it to his tone in this next clip where he's talking about the ban that Tennessee passed on public drag shows.
A grown man dressed up like a woman should not be rubbing his crotch in front of a little child. That is ridiculous. Good on Governor Bill Lee and our Tennessee legislature. The law goes into effect on July 1st. And you know, dadgummit, we don't put up with that crap in Tennessee, and we shouldn't. And the rest of the country should follow suit. This is wrong, as wrong as it can be. And we've let these bunch of radicals push the envelope. You know, I have friends of mine that are homosexual, and they tell me that, and they tell me the same thing. They say kids shouldn't be exposed to this.
Right.
This is a radical fringe that we're allowing to declare normalcy. This is wrong as wrong can be.
Imagine if Tim had that passion and that juice for banning guns.
Yeah.
In the aftermath of mass killing.
Apparently, if what I'm hearing is correct from Lil Timmy, laws do work. He's celebrating the passage of a law that will go into effect July 1st, banning public drag shows in Tennessee. So that law worked. Why is it laws at the federal level that he would have a part in passing? Why won't they work?